So I just had a customer call. He's looking for a vehicle, and he said, "Hey, I found one." And at first, we didn't know exactly where it was. We searched all over Manitoba, and we couldn't find the vehicle that was such a great deal. Because it was a really, really good deal. It was the least expensive one in the market, and we said, "Hey, we just can't find anything like that." And he goes, "Actually, it's in Toronto." I think it's really important for people to understand why things are the way they are, and sometimes when things are too good to be true, they usually are. So I have this up on the screen, and I'm going over. So here's the vehicle. It's a 2020 Honda CR-V EXL, and it has a clean Carfax. So at any point when I'm searching, there's things that I quickly look for. So one of the things that I look for is I will always look and see if I can find a Carfax. Now, sometimes what you will find is you will find something that says clean Carfax, but it actually has a reported accident with no dollar value. Or the other thing to keep in mind, that if the vehicle was a previous daily rental, most previous daily rentals, they actually self-insure. So what that means is they don't go through insurance. So you could find something that has an accident, but it's not reported to the Carfax. So these are just things to keep in mind, but I'll look at the vehicle, go through the pictures. One of the things that jumps out at me kind of right away is the tires look like they're winter tires. Now, the other part, this is in Ontario. We're in Manitoba. So the question is, are you going to fly and pick the vehicle up? Are you going to have it shipped? Just as something to keep in mind, we actually pay $1,500 for transportation. So for this transportation, it would cost me $1,500 to get the vehicle here. Going through the listing, I can't find a Carfax. So that typically for me is a red flag. As a dealer, I like to show everything, so I don't like when dealers don't show the Carfax. It just seems like they're hiding something. I don't, and maybe it's nothing, but for me, if there isn't a VIN displayed or the ability to have the Carfax, I don't like that. So going through, everything seems normal, decent kilometers for the year. If I'm scouring through their ad, so this is another one. And typically what you'll find is if you find something is the lowest price, you might find a reason for that. So in order to buy this vehicle, right now the vehicle is as is. It's not safetied, it's not drivable. You can't pick up the vehicle. So because you can't pick up the vehicle, you have to pay this $700 to be able to drive the vehicle off the lot. So I don't like the way this is. This is allowed in Ontario, so you can sell vehicles that do not have a safety, and you can charge to have the vehicle safety. And you can have it basically mandatory to be able to buy this vehicle. Just going over, and let me pull this up. I want to take a closer look, see if they have pictures of the tires. That look like a picture of the tire. And as you can see, again, there's winter tires on the car. Maybe that's a big deal, maybe that's not a big deal, but it's something to keep in mind. Because again, we drive the car year round, and winter, it's here for a while, but it's not here all year round. When you're looking at vehicles, typically if something's too good to be true, it usually is. Now, I was able to find the Carfax on this, and in fact, this does have a clean Carfax, but still you have to transport. If you're, maybe you want to fly to Toronto, what are you going to pay? Are you going to wait 3 weeks to be able to buy a good flight? Or are you going to have to buy a next day flight, which could be upwards of, I've seen them $600-700, as crazy as that is. Then when you fly in, maybe you go pick up the vehicle right away, maybe you don't. That's a hotel room. I've seen hotel rooms in Toronto as high as $400. Maybe you find a cheap one, maybe it's $150. Well, are you going to drive straight through at 24 hours from Winnipeg to Toronto, or are you going to get another hotel? So then now we're talking 2 days of hotel plus gas. And are you lucky enough to be able to do it over the weekend, or are you going to have to take time off of work? These are all things that you should factor in. And a lot of people just say, it's easier to ship, but that's an additional $1,500. Why are vehicles less expensive in other places? Because shipping hasn't been factored in, right? And again, for us, I just got our transportation bill for last month. Our transportation bill for last month was over $30,000. Why? Because we have to ship vehicles from all over, because in Manitoba, not enough new vehicles are sold to supply the used car demand. We have to ship vehicles from all over, and all those shipping, it costs money to ship the vehicle. And the truth is that gets passed on to the consumer. So that's why you will see, hey, why is a vehicle more expensive? Well, it's sometimes just as simple as shipping. I've got to pay to get the vehicle here, which makes the vehicle more expensive. I have to pay what the market is and then add the shipping. It's just the way that it works. Hopefully this has helped. Again, my name's Andrew, one of the Brothers of Bargains here from Ride Time. And if you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out.